Hi folks, today I'm going to talk about a problem I'm having with my new ohhunt 2x16 50mm scope. The problem I'm having is not related to scope itself, but it is the flash kill or the sunshade, flash kill with a sunshade, that I cannot find a suitable one that fits perfectly or fits at all at the moment. So I have the Norwich flash kill that I have from my original Norwich scope, which should be also for 50mm scopes, but it is too big. It's not basically fitting in. Therefore, I went and bought another 50mm flash kill with a sunshade, short one, but with a sunshade from Gaijin, and this time it is too small, so nothing is fitting. I ordered a couple of more from AliExpress, but until they arrive, I just told myself, okay, I gotta do something about this. So the idea is for today is to do make our own flash kill for the ohhunt scope we have. For that, let's check the contents, or let's check what we will need in order to make our own flash kill. The first thing we are going to need is a PETG sheet. This is a 1mm thick PETG sheet that I got from Amazon, I guess, that we are going to use for the lens protector. The better idea would have been most probably using a polycarbonate sheet. Honestly, I had this in my hands. I bought this a while ago, so I wanted to give it a try. And I also did some tryouts with some test shootings, which I'm going to share with you if it's durable or not, if it's strong enough to hold the BBs from 10 meters. But the first thing again is a 1mm thick PETG or polycarbonate sheet. The next things that we are going to require are some straws. These are PLA straws. These are not so very thin plastic straws. These are PLA straws that are a little bit thicker, and as you can see, this is also a matte black, which if you're using a black color on your scope, or if you are not thinking of painting them, these are good ones. Then we are going to need our sunshade that came with the scope itself. I already have painted it to match my rifle, but normally the original one is black. So we will need our sunshade. We will need some tape, any color. If you don't want to paint it, then the color that you use with your sunshade and with your rifle. Some marker, scissors. We are going to use some paint. If you want, again, this is basically to match the rifle color. And last, we are going to have a hobby spray glue to glue the final result of our product. Let's first talk about the lens protector that I created, that I made to protect my lens. Therefore, I first of all created myself a target, which, as you can see, is shattered at the moment after 20 shots, of course, but this is the same plate that I have been showing in the contents, 1mm PETG plate that I put on a box, and I used it as a target. So I went out, put the target aside, and had some tests of first shots. The plate is pretty durable for the first shot. You might not be able to see it in the video that well, I'm sorry for the footage quality, but for the first shots, the plate is pretty strong. It gets shattered after the second or third one if the bullet hits the same area. So basically, 1mm sheet is pretty durable or strong with the first shot, but after the second and third one, it's getting a little bit dangerous for the lens. So what I did in order to protect the lens, let's look into it, how I did it. the first thing I have done to create the lens protector, I took my sunshade and I placed the thinner side of the sunshade on top of the PETG plate or PETG sheet that I have. With a marker, I marked exactly the size as like here, and with the help of a scissors I just cut the drawn circle out of this sheet. At the end I ended up with a sheet with a little piece of circle of this 1mm sheet. As you can see, it's not really well cut, so I took some sanding paper and then I rounded up nicely. Since our tests showed that the 1mm PETG sheet was durable only for the first shot, but let's assume that it is actually breaking after the second shot, I decided to use two pieces together and to have a better protection for the lens. Once you have cut these pieces and once you are sure that it is fitting in your sunshade, from the thicker side you basically put one by one these sunshades inside, and there is a dense place there, or a place that these protectors or these sheets can sit on once you have put them in the right place. So basically this is how we end up with. The second part is all about the honeycomb. So for that we basically need some PLA straws that are a bit thicker and more stable than any kind of cocktail plastic straws that you get in a bar. We will still need our sunshade. We will need some tape. Again, we will need some scissors, and we will need our hobby spray glue. So the first thing we need to do is that we need to try to understand how many straws can fit tightly in our sunshade. So therefore we need to grab a lot of straws such as this and try to see how much we can fit inside in a fit way. They shouldn't be bent or they shouldn't be pressuring each other so much, but we basically need to just see how many we will need. And according to my calculation, I needed 73 straws to be fit tightly in my sunshade. The next thing I did is, you can already tape these ones together and try to find a way to cut them, but it was very hard for me. I was actually destroying the tips of the damaging the tips of the straw. So what I did is that I took it out and I cut 72, actually I cut a bit more, 75 to 80 little pieces of straws that are almost 1 or 2 centimeters. So it should be between 1 and 2 centimeters. I cut them around 2 centimeters as far as I can remember. So I cut 72 to 80 pieces of small pieces. After that, I fit them in my hand, all the 72 pieces almost, like this. This is going to be a little bit annoying, actually, it's not that easy. And I actually placed them on the side where the lenses are sitting. So I had a little bit of dense place so that they do not fall inside. I used the lens protectors that we already replaced and put them straightly, all 72 of them, inside. Right after that, if you can make it, I used the tape and went 2 times around the structure that I made so that I can end up with this. This is basically exactly what I did. As you can see, it's also not perfect. It also has long ones and thin ones, but the circles of the straws are not damaged and they are very straight. They are staying very straight. So once you have done this and once you have taped it, you can paint it according to the colors you're using on your rifle or to your rifle's color. This is going to stick together also a little bit, but what we really need to do is to have the middle ones properly in place, because we are going to push this in our sunshade, so we do not want the ones in the middle to move or fly away, which is going to destroy all construction. So therefore I use this hobby spray glue and glued both sides and going through like the whole structure a couple of times over and over again, which made a very stable. So basically even the middle parts are not even moving anymore. After finishing it and after painting everything, after putting also our lenses in the place in the sunshade, the only thing remaining is pushing our honeycomb that we created inside the sunshade. So this is what we end up with at the end. So the whole idea is to push it as straight as possible, because then you have to find the right angle to when you're looking at from the scope if they are not pretty straight. But if you did it tight and nicely, and if you just basically push them until the lens protectors that we made, they are going to sit very straight. 2 millimeters lens protector plus the honeycomb, which is basically 2 centimeters long PLA construction, is going to protect definitely your lens. So I do not have any problems with safety of the lens anymore. This is how I created my own flash kill with a sunshade. Finally, I would like to talk to you about how it looks like. So I actually took out my rifle out in the garden, put it on the table, and looked at the rifle from outside with and without the flash kill that we made, the sunshade that we made, and looked at how it looks like. So it is looking very nice. It's aesthetically looks very nice. It is not covering or creating any problems with the TDC 2.0 from 3DOS Design, and you still have the space to move with your fingers and change the adjustment of your hop-up. And as for the image clearness or the image quality that when you look at the scope, the comparison is on your screen. It is actually darkening the image a little bit, but that's why we use the sunshade, so that actually the sunlight does not come directly to the lens. So if you're using a sunshade without the Killflash or without this honeycomb, you're going to get exactly the same result. I find it very nice. So the image quality is very good. I can feel like my lenses are now protected. So I am actually very, very happy with my build, and I'm going to definitely use this one further. So please let me know if you have other ideas how to make what to use when we are making our own Killflash, or if you have different materials and so on. You can always write me a comment. Please do not forget to subscribe to my channel and turn on the notifications. See you in the next video.